Let's be honest, everyone knows you only need a calorie deficit to lose fat, but nobody talks about how hard it is to actually stick to that deficit long enough to see results. So here are some of the most underrated tips that nobody mentions that will make your calorie deficit so much easier. Tip number 1. Don't use your phone while eating. The worst thing when you're dieting is hunger, and the big reason of being satiated is being present while eating. In this study, patients who suffer from amnesia could eat a second lunch that was offered only 10 to 30 minutes after the first meal, and they even began to consume the third meal after it was offered 10 to 30 minutes after completion of the second meal. The exact same thing applies when you use your phone and doom scroll while eating. You're way more likely to snack later on because your brain just doesn't remember eating. So put that phone away and actually be present while eating. Tip number 2 is to structure your meals around protein. You already know how important protein is for building muscle, but did you know it's also the most satiating nutrient? If your diet is low on protein, you will unconsciously overeat carbs and fats to try and satisfy that protein need. So for that reason, eat at least 1.6 grams per kilogram of your body weight, and make sure that most of your protein comes from the complete protein sources like animal-based products. Tip number 3 is to take your sleep seriously. There are not that many things that will make your deficit harder than just a lack of sleep. If you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormone is going to increase and your satiety hormone is going to decrease, and you will naturally want to eat more, which will make sticking to the deficit almost impossible. That's why you absolutely need to take your sleep seriously if you want to have a successful diet. Tip number 4 is to eat slower. Try to chew your food more because it's been shown that eating your food slower improves your fullness signaling and decreases your hunger ratings. Tip number 5 is to eat more fiber. Consuming more fiber, you guessed it, increases post-meal satiety and decreases subsequent hunger. And general recommendation is 14 grams of fiber for every 1000 calories you eat. Some high fiber foods you can eat are popcorn, whole grains, and fruits and vegetables in general. Also, keep in mind that there is a difference between satiety and satiation. Satiety is the feeling of lasting fullness after eating, and satiation is a signal that actually makes you stop eating. Both satiety and satiation are increased through regular fiber intake. Tip number 6 is to go outside when you wake up. Morning bright light is also extremely important because based on what I read, it regulates your hunger hormones, helps you burn body fat, and improves your sleep in general. And it's free. Just go out a couple of minutes after waking up. Tip number 7 is to cut out alcohol. Another tip that will make calorie deficit a lot easier is cutting alcohol. It's one of the biggest levers you could pull. Drinking alcohol before eating makes you eat more than you normally would because it has an immediate stimulating effect on your appetite. Also, the more you drink, the more your brain craves high-fat, salty foods. Drinking has no positive benefits on anything. Your body literally treats alcohol as a toxin, and cutting it entirely is the best possible thing you can do. And last but not least, tip number 8, use smaller utensils. Using smaller utensils helps you eat slower and chew more, and ultimately feel more full and eat less. However, based on research, using smaller plates doesn't help you eat less at all. At the end of the day, this is just the cherry on top. The most important thing is to stick to your deficit and track your calories. And if you want to know what fitness advice you should actually ignore, watch this video next.